if we're spending so much time on the external, how much time are we spending on the internal, making those internal decisions that says, I'm going to get up every single day and I'm going to work my butt off to achieve something. Not only for likes, not only for clicks, but because I'm speaking for my family, because I'm speaking for my bloodline, because I'm speaking for
legacy.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
listen, that needs to be on a bumper sticker. Inspiration from the past is replaced by narcissism of today. Now, with what you do now, I gotta assume, because I see it too, but I gotta assume, I mean, you're talking about leadership. You help people really understand the power of leadership.
Yes.
When we see, unfortunately, I think in the workforce now, sometimes we have people who don't look at I have to make that decision every day, no matter what the circumstance is. If my boss is not as kind to me today, then that gives me the excuse to not do my work fully, or what they find the excuse of whatever it is. What are you seeing as someone who's out there so much in the space of leadership, work, teamwork, as one of the biggest challenges when it comes to that daily mindset of like, I'm responsible for my mindset today? What do you see as one of the biggest challenges out there right now?
Lack of purpose. You know, part of the, man, let's talk here.
Yeah.
Right. I'm assuming, are you Gen X? Millennial?
Yeah, I'm Gen X.
So Gen X, so I'm 49 years old, proud Gen X.
50.
Nobody cares about us.
Yeah.
They talk about the baby boomers. They talk about the millennials. They talk about Gen Z. Nobody talks about us, right? Yeah. We didn't grow up with iPhones. We didn't grow up with various things of technology. But I'm going to speak to myself, but I grew up with this sense of, I have a responsibility to my family to be great. And even when I'm not treated adequately.
Yeah.
Today, what I'm seeing with more and more employees, and I'm going to say more organizations as a whole, because I'm not just going to pin this at the feet of the employees. Yeah. I'm going to say the organization as a whole.
Great.
We are so good at getting the products, goods, and services out, but we're not very good about engaging people with the bigger picture. And when I say the bigger picture, I don't care if you're the janitor all the way to the CEO. If you don't understand what the mission and vision of your work is and how it correlates to the success or the lack of success to the organization, then you're just a W-2 employee who shows up every single day, does his or their job, and you leave. Yep. So what I see with employees today is, why should I care about the organization when the organization doesn't care about me?
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side of that, you and I have talked about a little bit about the lessons we learned from our parents.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, a lot of young folks sat back and watched their parents who worked these jobs for 50 or 60 years and were retired with a little bit of nothing, with broken down bodies and a gift certificate to Starbucks.
Yeah.
As their retirement gift.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, I didn't even see my mom and dad every single day because they're too busy giving their blood, sweat, and tears to company ABC. And that's what company ABC did for them. Why am I going to give myself to an organization that won't give itself back to me? So that's what I see a lot of.
I agree. I think that we also, in our generation, we're given a bit of the gift of, for the first time in a generation or an entire generation, seeing that I don't necessarily have to work 40, 50 years with a company to get the gold watch at the end, or the Starbucks gift certificate. Yes. I can actually expand on that and make a different choice and be an entrepreneur, or find out another way. I can switch jobs to find something that actually connects with me. And yes. I feel like in some ways, the generations after us maybe have taken that a little bit for granted. And so therefore, I hate using the word spoiled, but they don't recognize, oh, this was an option. So the choice to have every single day, to be able to make a different decision, to be able to say, oh, this doesn't work out for me, I'm going to make it better because I want to make it better for me. I don't need them to make it better for me. Right? Yeah. Because they're not going to.
Agreed. You're talking about choice here, right? And, you know, I'll give this example. So I was in Puerto Rico, actually just got back. And one of the things that amazed me was, and maybe it made me feel old, and maybe I'm just telling myself here. I'm looking at these beautiful cultural sites and I'm taking it in. I'm not taking photos, I'm taking it in. And I look to my right and I see a man holding a camera while a woman poses, however that woman happened to pose. I'm not going to describe it,
Sure.
right? In front of this landmark. I look to my left and I see this man posing in such a way that I'm not going to describe, right? While his lady, I assume it's his lady, takes his photo or takes his video. And I realize that ingenuity today, ingenuity from the past has been replaced by narcissism today.
Mm.
And anybody and everybody says, I can be an influencer by getting more likes. I can be an influencer and maybe that way I can make more money, right? By posing, by doing something dumb, by, you know, encouraging people to like my stuff. Well, that's an externally driven mission. If we're spending so much time on the external, how much time are we spending on the internal, making those internal decisions that says, I'm going to get up every single day and I'm going to work my butt off to achieve something. Not only for likes, not only for clicks, but because I'm speaking for my family, because I'm speaking for my bloodline, because I'm speaking for
Legacy.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Listen,
yeah,
that needs to be on a bumper sticker. Inspiration from the past is replaced by narcissism of today.
dude, yes. I mean, gosh, it's painful to me because my father would say this to me. He goes, I don't have a problem with anybody in this world other than someone who's lazy. And and I would ask, why is that, Dad? Because I want to hear the rest. And he goes, because they're a waste of breath.
Mm.
You consider, I'm reading this book, I think it's called 4,000 Weeks. And it's basically talking about time. And I often feel like I don't have enough time because there's so much, you know, you ask me the question, what do I want to accomplish 2024? And I go and I said world domination in 365 days, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's just so much that I want to do. But when you really boil it down, we're only here for 4,000 weeks on average. That's not a lot of time. So if the time that you have here, sir, is precious, then you better ride this sucker with everything that you got.
Yeah.
You read more, you learn more, you have discussions, you open yourself up to other people, you get involved in your religion if you believe in a religion, you get involved in your atheism if that's your thing. You live a life that has more to do with substance, however you define substance, and less to do with what does everybody think about me? Because I'm guilty of that. I worry so much about what people think about me, only to find out, my brother, they ain't thinking about me.
Mm.
They think about me when I'm face to face with them, but I guarantee you half the time when I'm talking to them, they're thinking about something else related to them, not to me.
Yep.
So if you only have this limited amount of time, and look, my friends get on me, my family gets on me because I don't sleep a lot, because I'm always on the go. But I'm like, I'm 49 years old. I turned 50 on February 13th. That means on average, I only have maybe about another 60 more years to live.
Yeah.
There's a lot I got to
That's
do.
right. That's how I feel. That's when I hit my 50th birthday. I was like, hey, I got 50 left. What am I doing? Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
So with all of this legacy, inspiration, duty, how did you come to find your sweet spot of message around leadership? And I love the phrase you have of what's your story, right? Because like I said at the beginning, I think that's what connects us all. So how did you find this inspiration and the, if you will, the framework that you work within when it comes to you and your clients?
Great question, brother. And a series of great questions. Seriously, you're really good at this. Social work. So I have a master's degree in social work from Valparaiso University, a master's degree in social work from Washington University in St. Louis, and a master's degree from in human resources management from the University of Illinois. Um, Social work legitimately from age 18, I think, when I started at Valparaiso University to this very day, um, has been the framework by which I do most everything.
Mm.
And it's interesting being this, they call me the employee whisperer. It's trademarked now.
Yeah.
And just fun, it's not a name that I created. It's something that my clients would refer to me as they refer me to other clients, right? Other potential clients. And so the employee whisper framework, really, I can give you a bunch of buzzwords that sound really good in a corporate setting. No, it's social work, dude. That's
Mm.
what it is.
Mm.
And the byproduct of social work, one of the core tenets of social work is self-determination. But you cannot make a decision for what's right for you until you know the options. And that's how I go about, dealing with my clients, dealing within this world of corporate America. I'm not someone who came up with a business with business experience. I'm not somebody that came up knowing all the business jargon. I had to learn by trial and error and basically get my butt beat. But what I did know bringing into it was nobody else was doing social work at this level. So I decided to do it. And it's worked tremendously for me.
So when you and I appreciate that, because when I think of social work, my stepmother is a social worker, and I think of, the case files that she has and the processes she goes through. I hear a lot of the busy work. I don't hear a lot of the inspirational side of things. So I really like that reframing of what social work is, working socially with people, right? And getting to know them. How did you start to really look at the brain side of things, right? The function of the brain and how it helps us or stifles us, depending on how you look at it. How have you
Yeah.
how'd you get into that? Hey, there's no reason to learn how to own your role on your own. If you like that clip, go ahead and click right here for another one. Or if you want to watch the entire podcast, go ahead and click right here. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.